Ready?
I think it's recording. Go. All right, today is November 18th at 6:27, and this is the North Hudson Public Works Committee monthly meeting. Roll call.
Trustees Garner, absent. Chairman Head.
Here.
Trustee Anderson.
Present.
Does anybody have the agenda?
What?
The agenda.
Copy of one? Here's minutes if you need those.
I got.
Minutes. Thank you.
I read through them, they look fine to me, as far as the minutes, but.
Approval of minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Second motion.
Second.
You approved. You can't second.
Well, did,
I can second.
you threw me off when you said motion.
I second the
Stick
motion.
to the guidelines of our judicious.
Any discussion about the minutes?
No.
None. Okay. Item number 3. Possible 2015 capital projects discussion, recommendations, and this is for Lakeview Drive North and Pine Street North, East Bank, and Malibu Water main projects, which we talked about a couple
Talked
times
about it,
now.
the biggest thing was what Kevin at the village board meeting asked to have me put this on because he would like to get, approval for you guys to allow him to go start doing field work.
Yeah, before we get too much snow out there. I know, obviously we have some out there now, but before it gets to be too much,
So field work would be what?
basically all the topo. You know, we go out, we shoot where the asphalt is, shoot the manholes, valves, get
Houses.
depths on the sewers,
Driveways.
houses, curb stops, hydrants, you know, all the groundwork to what you actually have out there, and then from there, we'll start putting all the proposed improvements on there.
So Mark, remind me, this was in the budget
Correct.
for next year, and,
Both as one large project, yeah.
okay,
Yep.
Kevin gave the numbers to the village administrator, she put them in under capital improvement. It doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean necessarily the board's gonna do the project next year, but
right.
even the field work, if you guys approve that, the field work can be, you know,
Yeah.
once the plans are done, they can be set on our shelf.
And this was was it 360,000? Is that what? It
Well-
rings a bell, but I can't recall if that's what.
Basically, between Lakeview Drive and Pine, it's about a $550,000
Okay,
project.
I'm just a little off.
A little bigger, yeah, but,
We only
then-
budgeted 360, but I'm kidding.
but if you actually bring in the East Bank project, that was about another 80,000, so between all three of them, it's right around 630, and
Yeah,
that's,
I think that's what, I think you just gotta get your numbers turned around. Instead of 360, it's 630.
so, yeah, it's,
Okay,
Can I ask a question?
absolutely.
On your topography, are you looking at, because there's no curb, it's just
yeah,
asphalt, grass.
Yep.
Are you looking at, is that part of determining if you want curb or do you want the drive off
yeah, that's something that we'll have to
down the
discuss.
road?
Yeah, we'll have to discuss, you know, kind of, you know, get all the legwork done, you know, all the topo stuff done, start laying out some options and bringing it back to the Public Works and see, you know, what street width they want, if they want curb and gutter, do you want still a rural section out there, do you want urban, storm sewer? Those are all the types of things that we're gonna have to go through once we get the approval. Special assessments is gonna come into play, you know, we gotta go through that process too, so.
So at that next phase is when I can give you my opinion as far as curb versus drive off curb.
Yep.
Because it's a natural water flow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we'll have to go through that whole process and decide exactly what they wanna do, so.
So you need approval to start the topos on it.
Yeah, the
That's
field,
it.
yep, the
Field.
field work at this
Yeah.
point. And then if you wanted to start moving towards, you know, design like what Mark said, you know, you can always put them on the shelf and they can be, you know, shovel ready if you wanna decide to do it at a little later date.
So Mark, do you have time to do designs right now, or are you pretty busy?
That'll be Kevin's
Huh?
job, that'll be
Or
Kevin's
you'd be
job.
working with
I'll
them,
be
right?
working-
Yeah, I have, yep, we
Yeah,
work together.
We work together.
Yep, Yep, we go through that whole
What would
process.
you recommend, doing designs now, or?
I think if you're definitely gonna start thinking about doing it next year, you wanna kinda start working through that process, cause there's quite a bit of legwork to do.
I'd recommend letting them start their field work now and then the design work right after the first of the year, because then you're within that budget.
Yep.
thing.
Okay, so, field work, I have no issues with you doing that.
Okay.
You
It's
got a rough-
budgeted.
you got
As
a rough-
Daryl would say, or as Mark would say, that's what we pay you to do.
You got some rough estimates on what your field work is looking at?
Well, I think you're probably gonna look at, by the time it's all done and said, probably almost a week's worth of work out there. You know, especially with snow, you're gonna have to deal with that a little
However
bit.
much.
So, you know, to draw it all up and get the base map already, you're probably under 10.
Yeah, and then you can always bill us next year.
Yeah, we can always delay that into next year.
Yep.
That's not a
Yep.
problem. Yep. Definitely.
So,
Next year really ain't that
will
far
be
away.
delayed until next, that can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, we can
Yep.
definitely do that. It's not a problem for billing purposes.
I have another question. When it comes to that, the second phase, will you be asking input from residents, or is it just something with your engineering, how you feel where you need to expand in because the road is so narrow versus going into the east side versus there's nothing on the west side?
We could have like a public informational meeting,
Yeah.
like what we did for the shop yards project.
Yep.
Introduce them to the residents and then get your comments and.
Biggest thing is right
input.
now, we have to stay within the right of way,
Right.
unless we go to acquire more right of way. And then that can, that's,
Yeah, because they're fairly narrow up there. They're only
Very
like
narrow.
50 foot right away, so we're kind of limited on what we actually can do. So,
You'll always have, regular board meetings as well, to put, public comment period.
Well, I didn't know
Yeah.
if they, if I should come to the committee meeting versus going to the board meeting, or, because this is where it starts.
Yeah. I'd recommend both. Yep. We've lost our, okay, good.
so basically, yeah, if you want to make a recommendation for the village board to at least start
Yeah,
that part of it, that portion of it.
are we running into PD's time already?
well, basically at 7 o'clock, we have taser training in this room, so,
Okay,
and I don't think we want to be targets.
I want to stick around and watch it. Okay, so we need a recommendation to the full board to begin the field work for the possible 2015 capital projects. And then, billing would follow into 2015.
Yep.
So that'll be at the next board meeting, which I should probably check my calendar and make sure I'm here.
That'd be December 2nd,
December,
2nd.
that first Tuesday or whatever it is, yeah.
Any motion?
Made the motion, you got a second?
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nothing from Daryl? Motion carries. 2015 tree removal contract, discussion, possible recommendation. You have in front of you, it's submitted by Mark, the tree and stump removal contract for 2015, 2016. Mark, anything?
No, my recommendation is there, I just recommend. Basically, it's, St. Croix Tree Service had a contract the last 2 years, Save a Tree is now taken over for St. Croix Tree Service. And as you can tell, their rates really haven't changed much, $50 a tree, I think it's $5 a stump. The only thing I did on this contract is I inquired them to have a price for actually hauling out piles of brush and everything else, and it's $3.75 a load, which is what they've been charging us the last years.
Inch burn? Inch burn.
Not that big a piles.
So, we will need a recommendation to bring this to the full board on December 2nd for approval. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Mark. Item number 5, engineers report.
I don't have anything additional for this month, so.
Okay. Number 6, director's report.
Basically, as far as the hiring of the public works part-time, or full-time positions, basically what it's been decided after having the, receiving the applications, going through, we cut it down to 6 that we thought were really good applicants. At that time, I had the police department, or actually police chief, do background checks. It came out that, out of those 6, only 2 have a current valid CDLs. And so basically after talking to the village president, the village administrator, the lawyer at the League of Municipalities, it was decided that at the December 2nd meeting, we will hire 1 full-time public works employee. And then in January, we will ask some of the applicants we got have permits. 1 basically has to have his CDL reinstated because it lapsed on him. And some other ones just didn't have CDLs at all, so I don't know why they applied. Basically, but what we're figuring is we stick it back out, advertise it, ask the ones that have to adjust their CDL to reapply, and then also have, and possibly get some other candidates to apply. And then we'll hire that one in January.
So 1 recommendation for the December 2nd.
Yeah, well, what we'll do is at the December 2nd board, we'll have 1 candidate to be hired at December 2nd board meeting.
So are we going to interview this 1 candidate?
What we're going to do is we're going to interview, right now, out of the candidates we have left, I'm going to try to get us 4 that we can actually interview.
Okay.
And out of those, we'll take 1 of those, we'll go to the December board meeting.
Yep.
The others will be put back in for January, plus whatever other ones we get in, including the
So I
ones
thought you said we had 6, but only 2 actually qualified.
2 actually have qualified as far as CDLs right now. Out of the 6 that we actually had 12 candidates altogether.
Okay.
Out of the 6 that we picked out that we thought were the best of those, 2 of those qualify. 4 other ones do have CDLs,
Yeah.
but we did not have them as classified as, where they could be as far as parks and public works. And
So
all
how
that
many
stuff.
are we interviewing before the December 2nd board?
I'm figuring right now it'll possibly be 3, maybe 4 at the most.
Okay. And are we going to
Figure
try
what
to
I-
bring those in all on the same day?
That's what I'm figuring.
Okay. And
Right now, what I'd like to do is the administrator recommended that probably best if I set up a phone conversation with them, and then try to maybe get them in, or maybe I can just kind of talk to them, get a feel for them, and then also bring them set them up for interviews with you, Gloria, myself,
Yep.
whoever's gonna do it. Daryl, if you're not gonna be here, because it's probably gonna be afternoon, we do it. Right now, we're still kind of working on the days, how we're gonna get this done, because with the holiday coming up and with the,
Yeah.
I would like to shoot for me to talk to him yet before the end of the week, and then try to get it set up for like Monday or Tuesday of next week. We do the
Okay.
formal interviews, and then
Yep. And then bring them in.
that's what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
So we'd
So-
hire 1 on the 2nd, hire the other one in January.
Yeah. I will look at my schedule tonight.
Okay.
And let you know what Monday, Tuesday looks like.
Right.
Mondays are usually pretty good for me.
So, and I also got to check with Gloria, see what her schedule looks like. So
Okay. Good.
that's kind of where I'm thinking right now. So
Okay. Future agenda items? Or I'm sorry, Mark, anything else?
nope, that's all I got.
Future agenda items?
Did you have everything addressed that you wanted to talk about?
On the one issue, yes, the other issue I briefly talked to Mark about, I'm wondering perhaps, Public Works could send a letter to a resident down Lakeview Drive because they have stakes out and because the street is so narrow with the snow now, and if they're plowing, they need to move their stakes off their yard because there's no way 2 cars can get by because of.
So stakes like driveway marker stakes?
Yeah, well, yeah, no
Those
wonder.
snow yard marker stakes, people put them out just because they don't want their grass red went torn up, so.
Are they on their property?
You mean the weeds?
Well,
They
it's
don't want the weeds ripped up?
technically on the right of way. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you have a look at that, Mark?
I can go look at it, and I also tell them that they have to at least be brought back to the right-of-way line, which, you know, would give us some more room. So I can do that.
Yeah, 'cause it's impossible to try and,
And I plow that route, so I can talk to him as the guy that actually plows your street. It's like, so.
Okay.
How's that turf look in the summertime?
It's,
Not weed?
yeah, most of this is, it's their yard, so it's.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
But
I put some out this year.
Yeah.
Right. But,
well, we have no.
They're
we have
within
no
reason.
curb.
Yeah,
We
they don't,
have curb and gutter,
yeah,
so that's
at some
why-
point in January, you're driving on grass. I mean, if that's,
Well, because they have
That's
to
the only
plow
way-
the snow.
that's
in
the only way,
order for-
to be able to make it wide enough so two cars can meet each other, we gotta keep pushing this stuff.
And-
especially if he's plowing the road.
Well, not only that, the other concern is if there's ever, fire trucks when they get down that street.
That's
you
what,
gotta be able
that's
to
what we
have
push.
it
Yeah.
it.
wide enough to get them down there, and you can't have
Yeah.
someone keeping the road narrow.
okay. Just have a look at it.
I'll look at it, see what I can do.
Okay. And again, my apologies, guys, for being late. I really thought this, I don't know why I was thinking this was Thursday.
Today was
No.
Thursday or the meeting was Thursday?
The meeting was Thursday.
Oh, okay.
I was at home getting ready to eat a pulled
You gotta
pork
listen to
sandwich.
TV on the radio.
Does that mean he's inviting us all over for supper?
If there's no further discussion on future agenda items, did we hear any? No, okay,
I don't
then,
think so, yeah.
Dude, you're gonna-
we can adjourn at 6:45 and allow the taser training to begin. Thank you very much.